Okay, what's up, guys? It is Nacho Don coming to you today to talk about why you need to get into crypto now. Now, okay? And I'm speaking to a lot of you who I realize that some of you are, as they say, boomers and older people who I'm old myself now, but getting there, getting there. Uh, the boomer crowd who the Palm Beach I know markets a lot to you guys. I'm just a guy who wears a Daydreamer t-shirt, but I've been in crypto since 2014, know my way around, and really love helping people. So what I wanted to do today is just talk about a little bit of a Mike Maloney video here. If you guys don't know him, I'm going to put a link in the description below. He sells gold and silver. He's an awesome guy. He's got great videos on the history of money, which I recommend everybody watch like 10 times. Check him out. He's on YouTube. I'll put his link below. But what I want to do is make a good argument for you to get into crypto, and not only to get into crypto where you buy a subscription and then you have a cold piece of paper in your hand, after you read it, and then you say, well, okay, well, what do I do? Oh my gosh, I got to figure all this out. Crypto is very complicated, and I'm the kind of guy that will help you, will help you get through it. I have different levels depending on where you're at. Sometimes you just want information, you want to be part of a community. We got you covered there. Sometimes you only want the publication and you want to hit the road and you want to read it. That's fine. I can help you out there in sharing the cost with you on that. I don't sell the publication. We share the costs. And another thing that some people need help with is everything. Like they just need their handheld and everything like that. And I'm totally willing to do that. And I've got a level for you at that. So if you're interested, my email will be below this video, and just drop me a line. Let me know where you're at, and I could help you out. But I wanted to talk about, I wanted to show you this video, Mike Maloney, and I'm starting here in the middle, and I thought it was I just listened to this today in the shower, and I was like, these guys are something else. Like this really hit it on the head for me here when they started talking about stocks and who can afford stocks now and why would you buy stocks and things like that. And I thought it was interesting because they were trying to figure out, like, wait a second, we've got communism steamrolling us. We've got a rigged, well, they didn't talk about the rigged election, but let's face it, the election is rigged. Criminals are trying to take over. They want to stab us with friggin' needles and probably poison us. This is very disgusting what's going on. You need crypto. You need to preserve your assets, and this is an asset class that I believe and many believe that are going to grow. And by the way, Mike Maloney is really into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well. So you've got a boomer there who's buying crypto. Gold and silver, of course, is his thing, goldandsilver.com. But let's take a look at what this conversation that they're having. And I have it a bit speeded up to 1.5 times, so it'll be a little bit quicker than it normally is, but just for the sake of your time and speed here. Let's listen to it.
Really. Okay, last topic. The stock market, Mike and Chris, just keeps going up. So the question here becomes if the Fed is going to just continue to do QE and stimulus and all these monetary efforts that is pushing stocks up. Guys, should we just cry uncle and buy stocks, even if we're buying gold and silver? Mike, what do you think?
Well, Chris and I disagree on one detail and aspect of this, I believe. I think I'm staying away from stocks. That's just not, except for like precious metals mining stocks. I'm going with alternative assets such as cryptos and mostly precious metals. I just love stuff that is three-dimensional and has weight. It exists. I can hold it. And it's been money for 5,000 years. When there's monetary demand for silver, silver is going to explode. Total insanity, a disconnection with reality that someday, and here, Chris thinks that it's just going to be a melt up. I think he'll comment on it in a second, that the Fed, whenever the stock market takes a dip, they're going to throw currency at it. I believe that what we're going to see in the future is huge volatility. And I believe that we are destined for an eventual melt up. I do believe that precious metals will eventually outperform. If you look at it right now, in this century, gold is up 600%, the stock market's up 100%, the S&P's up 150%. So gold has outperformed. This asset that people still think is tinfoil hat, lunatic conspiracy theorist asset, has outperformed stocks by 4 times. In fact,
let me just interject there real quick. You know what's outperformed Bitcoin by like many multiples? Bitcoin, crypto. Okay, he doesn't mention that here, but he does mention that he loves crypto, and he noticed that he mentioned that he's buying gold, silver, and cryptos. Okay, and that's why you want to get in here, because the smartest, richest guys, who by the way they all got stimulus checks too. They're all multimillionaires. They all got stimulus checks. These guys are buying crypto, and they made fun of that, by the way. So let's keep going.
3 or 4 times, and I have just been buying ever since 2002, and I continue. I just bought some when gold took the big drop. It hit a target that I had mapped out 2 months before, and I bought gold last Friday. And so I continue to accumulate. I think that what you're going to see is tremendous volatility. I think there's going to be a crash that the Fed can't control no matter how much they throw at it. But it will turn around. It'll have a V bounce. We'll have this big melt up. But think about the morality of this. They're creating currency, diluting the currency supply, and buying assets from brokerage houses that are then flooded with cash. And some of that flows into the stock market, that cash. So they've diluted the currency supply, stealing from all of us. When they pump up the stock market, what happens? Whoever owns the majority of the largest percentage of Amazon stock and Apple and all of the top S&P 500 companies, the funds that these brokerage houses, these indexed funds and so on, that they plow this currency into, those are allocated. They're weighted toward whoever has the biggest market caps. So it all goes into Apple and Facebook and Google and Amazon, Netflix. And so the people that own the largest, so Jeff Bezos is going to, during this event, Jeff Bezos is probably going to be the world's first trillionaire. And it was all taken from our pockets through inflation of the currency supply. It was taken from our pockets and bestowed upon the wealthiest people on the planet. And this is what is causing this huge division in the population, this dissatisfaction that is basically causing, could cause the end of democracy, the end of free markets. The Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen now is going to be Treasury Secretary, and whoever is running the Federal Reserve, these inflators, they're the ones that are causing the end of America. This is the end game, and they're just going to push this thing until it breaks.
Listen to what he's saying, folks. If you're watching this video, if you're one of the lucky few that can watch this video, okay, realize what he's saying. They're going to push it until it breaks, until the wheels come off. And I would theorize that they have, they've already got their what they're going into, right? Central bank digital currencies, Chinese yuan. I mean, come on, they're really pumping up this whole Chinese thing, and they've basically pledged their souls to China at this point. And the only thing that can counter this kind of irresponsible monetary policy that the Janet Yellens of this world have caused is to buy these gold, silver, Bitcoin. And when I say Bitcoin, I'm saying crypto in general, right? And the things that there are going to be things that way outperform Bitcoin. I'm not going to get into that. This isn't necessarily a crypto specific video, but crypto is complicated. You can go on Mike Maloney's site and you can buy some gold and silver right now and be happy, and just make sure you secure it and make sure the government doesn't come take it away from you. If you really, crypto is more complicated, but at the same time it's more secure. It will be more valuable in the future, I believe, a lot more valuable. And you really need to get with it and get somebody, get a group, a support group behind you, and somebody with the brain that I have to be able to help you navigate this. And it's not that expensive. So if you have assets to preserve, if you have cash on the sidelines, you really want to be doing something now. Now, I think the most interesting part of this clip that I'm playing here is actually coming up when the next guy starts talking about stocks and how expensive they are. So remember, they're inflating your currency. Every dollar that we hold is becoming worth less and less because they're inflating it to pump up these markets, and they're fake markets. Now, another thing that's going to happen is not only is your the dollar going to buy less, and it's getting inflated, which is a form of theft. Which is a form of theft by the central banks, but also the currency is just being massively inflated over time. So this will artificially pump up the stocks that nobody can really afford anymore. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that's very possible. Chris, they're just going to keep printing. Should we buy stocks? Join the party?
I'm increasingly thinking the answer to that is yes, and I'll tell you.
Now, before I'm sorry to interject again, but what I almost like brain farted there for a second was that crypto is non-inflatable. Now, sometimes they have a scheduled inflation, but it's mathematical. If it's 2% a year or it's 1% a year, that's what it is. It can't ever change. Bitcoin is inflated now, but the inflation is going down, and then there will be a max supply of 21 million Bitcoins ever. Every cryptocurrency works this way. They might have 1 billion coins, and and that might be the max supply. They might have up to. I'm not going to get into max supplies right now. Okay, you come into our group, you're going to learn all about this stuff and how the economics of it works. but basically they're not inflating, and at a certain point they become deflationary. So this is very powerful. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins in this world. They estimate about 4 or 5 million of them are already lost by early users who just didn't think they were worth anything, threw the computer hard drives out, and there's $1 billion sitting in a dump somewhere. But this is why you want to get into what's called real money, and crypto is real money. I don't think, if you don't know what it is, if you don't know why it's valuable, one of the reasons why the true properties of money, which you can learn from Mike Maloney's videos, is scarcity, okay? And that's something our money doesn't have anymore in the US dollar. So get with the daydreamer, come on board, let's get you in the Nacho Research Lab, and let's get you learning and get you up to speed so that you can benefit yourself and your family and others around you, okay? Because we really need more people to know about this stuff and to start spreading the knowledge, okay? And we're going to become very wealthy in the process. I'm not going poor. I'm not going broke over this Corona hoax. My portfolio was going like this. I'm not in stocks. I'm in crypto. Okay.
Tell you why. It's because I think the markets are completely rigged at this point. So once you understand structurally what the markets are all about and how they operate, there's most of the trading isn't by traders anymore, right? It's computers. Like 90+% of every quote and every bid in there is a computer. So these algorithms are all out doing things remorselessly. They're little scripts, right? And if you know how the scripts are controlled, it's not hard to make the market go up if you want. So the Fed, they moved their trading desks out of New York, allegedly in response to Superstorm Sandy, scared them, continuity of business. They moved them to Aurora, Illinois. You know what else is in Aurora, Illinois? The CME trading floor, where all the servers and computers are located. So they co-located magically to the one place in the country where all of these options and leverage things and things, if you wanted to control the markets, that's where you would go do it, in the CME floor, puts on the VIX, stock futures, all of that kind of stuff, right? So that's my belief system at this point in time. I've watched the markets just get rescued over and over and over again and go up. So the real question I think you're asking me is this. If the Fed was faced between a stock market collapse, which would lead to a collapse in confidence and therefore a collapse in our faith-based money system, if they were faced between that or buying stocks, which Janet Yellen is on record as saying, maybe the Fed should consider buying stocks someday, just like the Bank of Japan and the Swiss Bank, National Bank, all that. I believe in my heart of hearts the Fed would do that first, that they would prefer to just buy stocks rather than face a collapse. So it's really a belief system. So you're not asking me fundamentally, do I think stocks are fairly valued? No, they're not. They're at their 100% mark in overvaluation historically by every measure that I can find, except 2 out of 20. So they're ridiculously overvalued. Would the Fed make them even more ridiculously overvalued to prevent a collapse? Absolutely. No question. Hands down, they would. The problem with that, which I agree with Mike on 100%, is that they're making it so that it's a rigged game, and it benefits those who are already at the table. So 50% of Americans have no exposure to stock and have no hope of getting exposure because now they're ridiculously overpriced. Where would they even get the money to buy these overpriced things? It's literally like if I was the Fed chair and I took a snapshot, you know what I would do? I would say, everybody who has a cat that pukes on their carpet, because I have one of those, the Fed's gonna buy that puke for $1 billion. And oh, by the way, you can't buy cats anymore. They're too expensive. Hey, look, Chris and people like him got fantastically rich. Not our fault. Of course it was their fault. So they're picking winners and losers. They're like a reverse Robin Hood organization, as Mike is saying. They're taking money from everybody, handing it to a few, and kind of trusting that that's all going to turn out. And it's not, because as Plutarch said, the oldest and most fatal ailment of all republics is a gap between the rich and the poor. It's unfair. It is deeply, structurally unfair what they're doing. And there's no way to sugarcoat that. And that unfairness leads to social tension, and eventually it leads to social disruption. Will the Fed continue to print and make stocks go up until things break? Yep. Because I don't think they know what else to do. I think they're that derelict in intellectual and emotional honesty.
Yes, good.
So there you have it, okay? There you have it. And then we can go over here to a hearing. How much dishonesty do we have in this country right now? I mean, this is a friggin' joke. We've got everybody selling us out, okay? And I'm a guy who, for the past 4 years, has not even been political. I didn't even give a damn what puppet was the president. But, this has really gotten me sort of riled up, because I already knew the monetary system was absolutely corrupt and broken and rigged and gamed by Wall Street and the Jews. But here we go. Here we go. These Jewish central bankers, right? And now here we go. Now they're stealing the election. Okay, now they're stealing this election with all their bogus machines and all their fake votes and everything like that. All right? So they're taking the communists, the Bolsheviks, The CCCP. I know a lot of people say China, but let's not forget where communism comes from. Okay, it wasn't China. All right, nowhere it originated. That's Bolsheviks. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got our own, former mayor of New York here, and people testifying about how rigged this election was, right? Let's listen to this for a few seconds.
That have been questioned as to the integrity of the election?
This is live.
Numerous elections in Central America, the South Pacific, and Europe.
And are they allied with Dominion?
Well, at least in Barbados, with a shared.
Does Dominion use their software?
The Dominion software, so that where the merger of the DNA comes, is there's the licensing agreement, and as a result of.
All right, look, I'm not gonna keep playing this. Is probably by the time you're watching this is old news. The point is, our elections are getting stolen. The point is, the monetary system is being inflated. You're hearing the smart financial guys say this. You're seeing some patriots trying to fight to save this country. And where's it all going? They are imploding everything, okay? But they're going to pump it up first. So if you're in stocks, if you can afford to be in stocks, you can probably ride up a little bit of way. But these are so expensive. And when it comes crashing down, it's going to come down real hard. That probably won't happen for a while, as Mike Maloney and company was saying. But what do you want to be in here? Okay, Bitcoin is sitting at over $19,000 as I speak, okay? And it's been around for going on, 12 years here. All right. So we're talking about over a decade that Bitcoin's been around, and it has been the best performing asset of the past decade. Okay. There's just no question about it. More than gold, more than silver, of course, more than stocks. I don't care if it's at 30,000. You adjust that for inflation, it's almost nothing. So look. What I want to say is get off this hearing as our country's being stolen right from under us. And look, I know a lot of you might be interested in this, right? The Palm Beach publication, all right? But is this newsletter going to be enough to save you? I don't know. I mean, I hope, if you just want to get a report or something. I get a lot of people coming to me and just asking me for one report or what the portfolio is or anything. I mean, it's like, it's not that I don't want to tell them or I could make a deal with them, but it's just not something I'm really interested in. If I wanted to resell this, I could do a lot, but this is only a sort of catalyst to bring in people who really need, some help and some guidance and some community in crypto. I have over 14,000 hours in crypto. Imagine that. So I'm what's called an expert, okay, by most standards. So, do you know how how long it would take you to get 14,000 hours of training and knowledge? It would take you 14,000 hours. Maybe you're smarter than me. Maybe you could do it in 12,000 hours. I don't know, but the publications are a part of this. All right. So what I want to show you is you come with me. You're gonna get all the Palm Beach stuff, sure. But more so, you're going to get a good economic overview. You're going to get somebody who's awake, somebody who knows what's going on in the world, not somebody saying like, hey, buy this coin, it's going to go up, man, it's going to make us rich. Now, that's part of it, but there's a lot more to it, all right? So I try to put together what's, like a rational investor type style, right? You want to take fundamentals where they meet, technical analysis, and I'll get into that in just a second. Another thing is, you want to have access because, look, when I'm feeling something or whatever, I have a Telegram room, but I'm also dropping knowledge on the small coins. I'm dropping my overview or my look technically at the charts and the markets. For example, when they just came out with the 6-coin review, I did an hour and 23 minutes on reviewing the coins and what I thought about them and what I thought about them technically, where they were they in buying ranges or should we wait? And should we wait on them? And many of them, yes, we decided we wanted to wait. Now, if I go to my YouTube channel, which is just this, you see there's only a couple videos here. Well, that's because I have them unlisted. I'm not, like I said in some of my videos, some of you might saw me, I don't have any interest in become a famous YouTuber or something. All right, I put some of these videos out there so that you can say, come into the house now and get warm, take off your shoes, sit by the fire, let me get you a nice hot meal. Let's get you nourished here. Let's get you built up, all right? Not to try to, because look, crypto YouTubers, they're looking for an audience so that then they can shill a particular coin to that audience, because now if they have 100,000 subscribers or 300,000 subscribers, they know once they recommend something, those people will go out and buy the coin. What happens is the guy who told you about the coin, who seems all nice and proper and like a very good person, I'm sure he is in many respects, they already bought the coin. So when you start buying the coin and it's up here now, he sells the coin to you when he makes the recommendation. That is the way it works, I promise you, okay? You were told here, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Just rewind and listen to that again if you need to. So I put up unlisted videos just for our community and just for the people who are, sort of invested in me, who said, you know what, Nacho Don, I want to trust you. I'm going to give you some of my hard-earned money so that you can lead me. Now, I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to take you to the promised land, because I'm not a shill. I'm not a liar. I don't know if we're going to get there together. We got a lot of weird things going on in the world right now, such as this, such as the monetary supply getting inflated like crazy. And by the way, when the stimulus comes, crypto is going to jump up a lot more. So you should get in now if you're seeing this pre-stimulus. Although we might be going into eternal stimulus here soon. So anyway, remember, a lot of my videos are going to be unlisted. You can't find them. You can't watch them unless you have a link, all right? So following my YouTube channel is not going to help you. So another thing is the Nacho Research Lab, right? So let me just show you real quick here. We have a lovely Telegram room, okay? And I'm just going to pull this up on the big screen. But Telegram is an app that you can have on your desktop, and it's a seamless handoff to your wireless, your iPad or your iPhone or Android or whatever. But we have a really great group here. We will talk about crypto in a very civilized manner. These aren't people, a-holes on the internet telling you what to do or what's right and what's wrong. This is a nice community of people who speak respectfully to each other. And yeah, I'm sort of like the Papa Bear there, because yeah, I know more about crypto probably than anybody in this room at the moment. But I want to get you up to speed in learning. Okay, so we have really, really wonderful people in this room. We got people from the UK, people from Europe, people from Southeast Asia, and I know there's only a few people, but we've got a good spread. There's only 20 some people in here. Some people just like to lurk, come by, read. They don't like to get involved in the conversation. Maybe you're really busy. Maybe you'll be able to look at this once a week. That's fine. It's here for you if you want it. If you go gold or above, remember you get direct access to me. You get to ask me questions, and you're going to get a real answer from a real person with a real opinion and a real knowledge base and a real expertise of 14,000 hours in the space. That's what you're going to get with me. I can't believe I'm charging what I do for this. It's insane. But I am, and I'm happy to help out. Okay, I just can't do it for nothing. That's the only thing. So anyway, remember too, in the group, we're going to do a little bit of this. A little bit of talking about the market and talking about the charts. Now you might say, well, this doesn't look like a Bitcoin chart. I know it's more than $63. This is like, I know how to look at the markets from different angles. Okay, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. This means that out of all cryptocurrency, Bitcoin dominates 63.25% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. What does that mean? Well, that means that when technically that cap is breaking down, like I predicted it would here, okay, when it got up to this line, when this market cap comes down multiple percent, then what happens is the altcoin, or the coins that Tika talks about on the Palm Beach, they start to rise dramatically. We had many coins right in this period in here that went up 200%. Did you make 200% on your investments last week? Well, many people in crypto did. Okay, and now we're going sideways here. We see where it's going to go. I'm hoping for another leg down, which will be more gigantic gains into the altcoins. Because remember, if Bitcoin let's call Bitcoin $20,000 today. It's really $19,000, but let's just say for even numbers, if Bitcoin were to double today, it goes to around $40,000, right? That's a 100% move. But Bitcoin's got to go all the way to $40,000, right? Whereas like a lot of these other coins, if they're 10 cents or 20 cents or 40 cents, well, that 40-cent coin, it's a lot smaller market cap. It doesn't take as much capital to pump up the price. And 40 cents to 80 cents will happen if the project is good and solid. I mean, that could happen literally in the blink of an eye. And it's probably a lot more likely to happen sooner, okay, if the project is good. So there's another reason why you want to get in on the altcoins, because that and also that 40-cent coin, what if it does a 10x? It only goes to $4. Well, that's a big move, but that's a 10x. If Bitcoin was to do a 10x, Bitcoin is at $200,000. Okay, it's going to take a lot more money and a lot more time, I think, for Bitcoin to get to $200,000 than it is for that quality 40-cent coin to get to $4. Okay, so just think about that. It's a very simplistic way of me putting that, but I just wanted to explain that to you. So again, just to recap, we are in financial horrible situation, as Mike Maloney and his friends were talking about today. This is December the 2nd, 2020. We've got hearings going on. By the time you watch this, who knows? Hopefully the country hasn't burned down by communists and Joe Biden is in jail. But if he's not, and we have this idiot as president, then we're probably spiraling more towards just absolute crazy printing of money, and who knows where we're going to be. But I think crypto is a safe haven when you really need to learn how to store it. You really need how to know how to buy it, where to buy it, and I can help you through that, and I can help walk you through that. Again, email me below. Let me know where you're at. Do you own any crypto? What has your experience been? Are you a total noob? Let me know, and I will just send you some information with some options that you can consider. There's no hard sell from me. You're not going to get emailed from me forever. I assure you that. But if you want to come and join the Nacho Research Lab, is awesome. We've got awesome people who are only looking out for each other. I'm going to look out after you. I'm going to try to build you up, give you the knowledge and the education that you need, and hopefully we're going to make a lot of money. And we're going. Look, money isn't created. They say. Some people say, economists would say, it just changes hands. You need to be on the right side of this transfer of wealth. Okay, and I believe crypto is a great way to get you there, but it is intimidating. It is hard. Some of you are, you feel like you missed the boat. I assure you, we're just getting started here. So come on, join up, get in, email me, let me know what's up, and we'll get you on board. All right, God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.